Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Nine Sim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. You all remember DJ Vlad. I think he is Russian or Ukrainian, right? This man grew off Black platform. He is also one of the reasons why I have been screaming that Black people should stop giving every other person platform because when you give them platform, they turn around and say that you are the problem and then use the same platform against you. So what is the essence of giving the wrong people platform? I have said times without number that I would rather give a black person a platform than giving all these people platform because they have never made any good use of it. Check all of them from beginning they are all cool, then they make also money out of black people, but before you know what's going on, they turn around and you are the bad person. Now we are also going to talk about Byron Donald and all of them, those black magas that are crying already that 2024 has come and gone and they did not get anything. I think I brought that kind of video on one of my videos too, but it is still trending because they thought that that they are gonna be picked, when a Kun thought that he is untouchable, and then he faces the drum. The drum is really being so hard around them, and I really do love it for them. I hope they are enjoying the drum. That is what's up, right? Enjoy it, guys. And I am going to tell you all, make sure you support Costco, right? Because they are like really big on DEI. You know what? Let's get into this.
Well, hello there. This man behind me who looks like the original blueprint from which all white men were created is Vlad, the owner of VladTV. His melodic voice, which apparently is like the flute of the Pied Piper, which he uses to lure unsuspecting black people in the hip-hop community. It can only be heard by those who possess the most ignorant of brains, and using what I assume is some ancient and secretive power that he learned in Ukraine, where he's from. He uses that power to spellbind these black people and leads them to a chair for his YouTube channel, as he then sits adjacent to a camera where his face is not shown and proceeds to coax and woo these black people into snitching on themselves and others. This man's power is so great that he'll have these black people admitting to stealing a lollipop when they were 3 years old, joyfully offering these black people a platform and for them to take part in his new creation in form of a minstrel show, performing for millions of people. He, a white man that has no ties to the music industry, is particularly obsessed with only black people that are associated with violence and crime. And the best part, he profits from it. Sometimes he even gets them to implicate themselves. That's how powerful he is. He never asks about the violence towards black people, just the violence that black people have allegedly committed. In fact, the only thing that he's ever said about black people is to let us know that the Black Lives Matter organization was going bankrupt. And it's not that he's not an advocate for issues, just not black issues. As a self-proclaimed Ukrainian, even though he was born and lived there when it was Russia, he's talked about the horrid treatment of Ukrainians, all while experiencing great enjoyment, profiting off of the destruction of black people. I've never seen black people so willing to snitch on themselves and others, while proclaiming in their raps that they ain't no snitch. But I guess it's only considered snitching if it's privately to detectives and police. But when it's public in front of millions of people with this white Ukrainian Russian man, it's simply some type of confessional booth, and he the priest. And he happily and blatantly mocks black people and makes money off of including other people in this humiliation game without any objection from the black people that he's directly insulting. And it's not his fault. He's just simply a white man who comes from a war-torn country, whose people, as he said out of his own mouth, experience unjustified violence. It's not a joke when it happens to his people, but he and the rest of his audience, and the Ukrainians themselves, because they have some slurs for us, our oppression, the results of our oppression, is nothing but a money-making scheme for him, which a large part of his audience is black, because black people, for some reason, can't understand when we're being mocked in the form of glorification of violence. And take a good look, because this is the man who was able to accomplish this. Yet we'll complain that people like him are ops. He's not an op. How can an op be willingly invited in and completely open with his intentions and still be embraced? He's a massa. 10 out of fucking 10.
I don't know about y'all, but this story just made my day. And especially it being New Year's Day, I just had to share it with you all. Black Maga ends 2024 among the year's biggest losers. Black ultra-conservative elected officials like Florida Representative Byron Donalds and South Carolina Senator Tim Scott frequently joined Trump on the campaign trail, boosting the then candidate's outreach to the black electorate as they sat on the short list of his vice presidential pick. I know I don't need to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Neither one of them was picked. Not Byron Donalds, not Tim Scott, not Mark Robinson. Neither one of them was picked. And get this, Donald Trump picked the white man that called him America's Hitler over 3 black men who shined his shoes, who supported him in every way possible, sold out their own communities. While Trump successfully picked up a sizable share of black male voters as he notched his electoral victory in November, their efforts to curry favor with the would-be president-elect didn't materialize and sought after cabinet positions despite the president-elect's promises to reward his most loyal supporters with high-ranking roles in his administration. Listen. Even with all of the shucking and jiving, Donald Trump got no more black support in 2024 than he did in 2016. 92% of black women voted for Kamala Harris. 78% to 80% of black men voted for Kamala Harris. It's either 78% or 80%. I've seen both numbers in different graphs. But yeah. His support from the black community remained the same. The same pick-me's supported him in 2024 that supported him in 2016. My point is that with all of the shucking and jiving that they did out on the campaign trail, on news, media programming, out there on social media, they did all of that shucking and jiving, and they didn't get the huge margin of black voters that they thought that they were going to get. After weeks of rolling out cabinet picks, Trump nominated only one black person, Scott Turner, a relatively unknown former Texas lawmaker, ex-football player, and motivational speaker. Turner, who worked under then Department of Housing and Urban Development Secretary Ben Carson in the first Trump administration, will return to lead HUD, which has had the largest number of black secretary appointments out of any federal department. So an unknown individual, an individual that none of us knew about, none of us, he wasn't on any of our radars. I've never heard of this man before. Never saw him out on the campaign trail. He never made any waves out there on social media. Never saw him on any news programming show. He got the job because Donald Trump knows him because he worked under Dr. Ben Carson when Ben Carson was head of HUD. All all of that shucking and jiving that Mark Robinson did, that Tim Scott did, I just love you, Byron Donalds, all of that shucking and jiving that they did proved only one thing, that tokens get. Listen, if you support the Black community, if you support the advancement of members of the Black community, if you support DEI programs that provides inclusivity for all marginalized communities, please support Costco. Here's why. Racist MAGA nuts are gearing up to boycott Costco. Why? Because Costco refuses to roll back their DEI program. That's right. After several other companies succumbed to the harassment and bullying and threats of boycotts from the MAGA nuts, they've rolled back their DEI programs. Costco, in spite of the harassment, the bullying, the threats, the pressure from their own shareholders, they stand firm in support of DEI programs and refuses to roll back the DEI program that they have in place. Costco's board of directors rejected requests to remove its DEI program, which shareholders described as illegal discrimination, prompting backlash from members of the MAGA movement. After a group of shareholders called for a report on the risks of maintaining DEI efforts, the board defended the company's existing policies, saying, quote, "Our efforts around diversity, equity, and inclusion follow our code of ethics," end quote. The defense was met with anger from many Trump supporters, with some calling for a boycott on social media. So Black people, those who support Black people, those who are in allyship with Black people, with marginalized communities, this is a prime opportunity for you to stand in solidarity with us. Support Costco. You supporting Costco lets everyone know that you support Black people, marginalized groups, and DEI.
So this is all I got from this video, and this video tells you a lot. That I'm going to start from the last video, Sister Tabitha. Why do they want to boycott Costco, right? That tells you how they feel about you. And it's really, I don't know, with everything going on, it looks like, irrespective of everything happening, Black people are still the ones at the forefront trying to also save everybody. Because saving Black people is as good as also saving every other marginalized group, right? Now, when Black people are talking about how you need to support, Costco, right? And white people, or should I say, MAGA nuts, are trying to boycott Costco because they do not want people to benefit from it. But some silly people, the ones that said that Trump is their all and all, that still voted against their own interest. Look at Black people still fighting for them. That tells you really a whole lot. But I am just not going to even bother, because what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed not to? We just have to continue fighting, irrespective of what comes out of it, because fighting for us is as good as fighting for. I really do wish that, the states can be separated. When I say the state can be separated, Black people and every other person completely. But I know it is not done that way. But sincerely speaking, I really do wish that the way Black people come out for every other group is also the way they come out. But no, it is not like that. But yeah, it is what it is. This is what Black people have been saying. So what am I saying in essence? Make sure you support Costco, because it will help people that look like me, jobs and all that. They support the DEI and all that. And also, Black people will be able to get jobs and all that. Not like Walmart, where Black people, there are some states that you will not see a Black person, and they like, DEI, they already struck out DEI, and Black people, some states cannot even work there. I don't know if you get what I am saying. So yeah, let's get back to what's his name, Byron Donald and all that. Now, I have been saying this. When you think that the best you can do is to sell your community for a token, right? Trust me, those people that you sold your own community to will never trust you. Some people do not understand politics. Some people do not know that when it is politics, you really have to be very smart and put some certain things aside. But no, they think being at the forefront and doing everything, like, being like the top guys and all that will save the day. But they can see that it said nothing. I never knew that leopard will eat my face. Half of their face is gone, remaining half, and it's completely going to happen too. So look at the people that, okay, the Black person that got selected, was the person, did the person ever campaign and all that? The same Baron Donald that during his homecoming, that just to tell you how silly some people are, he was called in to the auditorium, right? Guess the kind of music they put for him to come welcome him with, slave song, and he was okay with it. That tells you the kind of human beings they are. I am not sorry for them, and I do not have any pity for them, because whatever that is happening to them is what they brought upon themselves. And I am wishing them the very best, because more will come to them. For the rest that are still out there not supporting their own community because they feel like they are probably catching out of it, or like that is, some of them are dating white people too. I do not have problem where people fall in love, but there is something that I have noticed. Look like the people that got married to women, that most Black men, that when they marry them, they lose their senses, or they start dating them, they lose their senses. It looks like it's a tradition, or maybe there is somebody that did something to them and told them, once you start doing something with them, just remove your senses, pretend like it is no longer working. Check all of them out, Jeff Mead and the rest of them. But yeah, it is their problem, not my problem. And for DJ Vlad, I have said these times without numbers, enough of giving all these people. Those people are, okay, I want to use this. Somebody called me culture vulture in the comment section. Which day? Yesterday. Yeah, but I am going to still use it on DJ Vlad. DJ Vlad is a culture vulture. He grew off a Black platform. Black people gave him everything. The exposure. Black people gave him all the exposure, and even like he makes most of his money from Black people, but still, all those people will still not. They will still look for a way to come for Black people. And that is one of the reasons why I keep saying stop giving the wrong people platform, because they are going to use the same platform you gave them and turn around. But there is something that I love about Black people. When they give you when they give you a platform and you mess around, they definitely will turn around. But there is something that somebody already got a platform. When somebody gets platform, no matter how, they will still keep using that platform because they already have it, and they are like, at a certain level. So the best is not to give all these people platform, because they end up misusing it. Misusing it. Thank you so much for the support, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.